Hi, this is Keith with How to Build Your Own Home, and I want to save you some money. I want to save you the biggest loss that you could experience in the build of your own home. I'm talking about land. I repeat myself, and that's the only way people learn. It's the only way my kids learned. It's the only way I learned. I had a teacher in college one time, and he knew I was having a hard time with writing this essay that I needed to write. So he told me to memorize this poem. And I go, that's 290 lines long. And he says, you can do it. So I eventually did pass it off. It was William Wordsworth's Intimation Ode, and I still have that poem in my head. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And I'm thankful for my professor for doing that. There was a great line in that poem, trailing clouds of glory do we come from God who is our home. So I took a picture of the sunset a couple days ago. Actually, it was the sunrise. I sent it to my daughter. And I gave that little quote at the bottom of that. So it was powerful. I learned that over 35 years ago, all because it was just repetition, repetition. I had a special ed teacher in elementary school too, and he taught me all my timetables. He sat me right in front of the desk, and he goes, what's that times that? What's that times that? And he just hammered it to me, repetition. And I had learned all my times tables even from that day. So I'm going to repeat myself, and I'm going to hit you right between the eyes. The best way you can save money is to download the free home site selection checklist. Why? Because these are the questions you need to ask before you buy some land. I'm seeing way too many people, owner builders especially, buying land in the dark. And I'm standing on that dark right now. This here is new asphalt that was put on the driveway for this job that I'm doing for a client. And this costs $6,000. Now, as a builder, most builders, when they take on a job, they will have a contract, and in that contract, it will specify that it is understood that there's water to the property. It's understood that there's a lateral sewer to the property. These are the responsibilities of the homeowner. Unless you're buying in a subdivision and you're buying from a developer and they handle all that, that's fine. But I see a lot of people buy property without really knowing what that property is, what's not included in the property. Let me tell you what happened here. This here's a parcel. It was originally one parcel, this long strip of land right here. And it had one water meter and it had one sewer lateral to the property. It was then subdivided, all right, and my client bought this half and somebody else got that half. Well, what happened was that the sewer lateral over there was on that parcel and the water meter was on this parcel. So one got one and one got the other one. So my client we had to tap into the sewer system, which was, and I've got some pictures, I'll give them to you here. We had to go down 14.5 feet. That's really deep. Usually it's around 12, sometimes 10 feet, 14 feet deep. And we had to straddle a gas line. We had to straddle a high power line. We also had to straddle some low voltage line, which increased the risk of the whole thing, just to tap into the sewer line here. Again, that was $6,000, all right, because it was not looked at or wasn't factored in at the beginning. And I stress this a lot because as a builder, because I've been through so many headaches in my life, I'm better at looking at land and I'm saying, okay, what's the deal here? There's an easement issue here. Did you guys not know that? And I know what to look for. I'm dealing with a job up north, up in the mountains there, and clients bought the parcel. I've got trusses coming right now. I just noticed that. Anyway, it's another story. I just called them up, told them they didn't need to deliver today, so I don't know why they're coming today. So that's another story. Scheduling issue. He's turning around, I can see that. But the point I'm getting at is I want you to download this for free because it gives you 27 questions to look for. And when you look at those questions, it wakes you up. Hey, I need to ask that. Hey, I need to ask that. I need to look for the title report. I need to contact this person. I need to contact that person. And once I know those questions to ask for, I'm on top of it. Okay, so please go to howtobuildyourownhome.com, download the home site selection checklist, and it's going to save you. Make sure you check off each one of those. It will save you a bundle of money, or at least know what to look for so you can avoid spending money on an area you don't need to spend. This is Keith Kels with How to Build Your Own Home. I got to deal with these trusses. Take care. Morning.
How are we doing?
Fine. I just called them. They weren't supposed to have them until next week.
Oh, shoot.